Hello again, you extraordinary people who are subscribed to this YouTube channel. Welcome back to HemingwayLand.com, your source for quality, affordable land. This is our preview, our weekly preview. We do these once every 7 days, people, of all the properties going live on the website for tomorrow, Friday, July the 2nd, 2021. Before we get to that, guys, announcements. Next Friday, get out your calendars, pencil this one in, people. As I like to give little heads ups here on the National Pie Day, National Donut Day, you should all be aware that coming up next Friday is National Sugar Cookie Day. Sorry, Canada. Anyway, so pig out this weekend, hot dogs, hamburgers, barbecue, whatnot. Then a little extra cardio and prepare next week for delicious sugar cookies, okay? That's number one. Number two, some of you, land-related, some of you may recall that about 2 weeks ago in a video I was talking about how a county attorney in some county somewhere had reached out to us and said, hey, do you want to buy these properties? So they had about 1,500 properties in inventory. It took me about a week and a half to go through all of them, pull them all up on a map, figure out where they were, figure out what was adjacent to what else, so on and so forth. But this past week, we made an offer on 500 of those properties. Now, I will stop short of offering on the whole 1,500 because while it's easy to buy 1,500 properties, it's difficult to list 1,500 properties. So we made an offer on 500 of them, and I was surprised. I was pleasantly surprised at how good some of these were. So we'll see. Whatever the case, the county fathers and mothers, the powers that be, will be getting together in a couple weeks to review that offer, to vote. We'll find out if it is viewed favorably or unfavorably then. Nonetheless, I am a little excited because we may be buying up a whole bunch of properties in one subdivision. And let me answer your question in advance, guys. No, not in Rio Rancho, not in Taos County. I wish, sorry, but good spot nonetheless. So looking forward to that. We'll see. Anyway, with all that said, do want to thank all the people who bought land from us this past week. I will tell you guys, it was a slow week. It was a slow week this past week. It was a slow week of phone calls, which was nice because the phone calls are usually like, what state is this property in? Or tell me everything you know about zoning in Luna County or something. So that was nice. None of that this week. Additionally, not a lot of emails this week. Not a lot of email. And I'll spare you what the emails are normally like, but not a lot of those. That was nice. And that being said, not a lot of sales this week. Just a handful. Nonetheless, I want to thank Thomas, Haley, Ellie, and returning customer Scarlett, all of which bought land from us in Socorro County. Thank you, guys. Your business means so much to me, like a birthday or a pretty view. Name that song, guys. With all that said, as you can tell from the thumbnail on the video, from the state flag that we are at here, guys, we have got new properties finally in the Aloha State down here in Hawaii County. We are back finally. So we've got 3 new properties going live in a new subdivision, one that we have never previously before bought, listed, or sold land in. This is the Hawaiian Beaches subdivision. All 3 of these sit within about a block of one another. So I did one video. We posted it on all 3 listing pages tonight. Whatever the case, all of them are roughly a scooch more than a quarter of an acre, 0.28, 0.28, 0.27. All basically the same. Additionally, all of them are priced at $25,000. In this region, that's about market value, maybe a scooch under market value. Whatever the case, they all have power, they all have paved road access, they have water lines, people. We've never had that before out there. And they are blocks, mere blocks from the ocean, Pacific, that is. Additionally, these are all in a really nice, well-developed residential community, Hawaiian Beaches, blah, blah, blah. So up on the map, when we pull up one of these properties, you will see, as I mentioned, densely developed, well-developed little residential community. And if we pull back just a scooch, guys, whoa, look at that. What's that up there? That's the ocean. That's right, guys. These properties are roughly 1 mile from the ocean, roughly about 15 blocks out here from the Pacific Ocean. This is some fantastic real estate, guys. So these are walking distance, bike riding distance right here from the Pacific Ocean. Additionally, they all sit in very close proximity over here, roughly about a little 5-mile drive into the village of Pahoa, major shopping district out here. And of course, all of them are pretty close not only to Pahoa, but also to Kiau and to the population center of the island, Hilo. Now, I will tell you guys, we got roughly about 7 bajillion photos taken out here. So I'll spare you the first 200, which are from the community. We're going to start the photo gallery here while I blather on. Point being, all of these are in Hawaiian Beaches subdivision. This area, aside from all the things that I have already told you about it, has no HOA, no annual dues, no recorded covenants, no recorded restrictions. The roads are county maintained, ergo there are no maintenance fees for the roads, and as noted, the properties sit very close to the ocean. Now, just to be clear, guys, what you're looking at here is the ocean. More specifically, however, what you're not seeing is a beach. You're not seeing people surfing, okay? So this is not necessarily the area of the island where you go to surf and hang out and picnic and walk around half naked. Nay. But there's cliffside over here, beautiful, breathtaking views. It's the eastern side of the island, so I'm assuming these are sunrise views that he took. I don't know. But point being, all very close to the subject property. Additionally, what you just saw in the photos, there are 2 parks. One is about a block from these properties, and the other is just on the, overlooks the ocean, closer to the shoreline. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, after these photos, we've got the property-specific photos. And what you can see from this, of course, is that this is a very nice, well-maintained region. We've got photos of all the neighbors' homes out here. Obviously, power phone lines out here, cable, high-speed internet, all available in this region. Additionally, you saw some mailboxes, postal service to each of these properties out here, water meter on the property. This subdivision has their own water company, the Hawaiian Beaches Water Company. They come out, they hook you up for about $1,500, install a new meter out here, and voila, you've got water service to the property. And let me go to, you know, this one, the one that I'm showing you, actually has a mature avocado tree on it. Ah, look at that. So that's nice. That's a nice feature. Hopefully, if you buy the lot and you start ripping down trees, hopefully you can keep the avocado tree. Anyway, but you can see from the neighbors that nice neighborhood, some respectable-looking home sites. Sometimes we buy in some of these neighborhoods in Hawaii, particularly the ones that don't have the covenants, don't have the restrictions, don't have the HOAs, and the home sites aren't as nice. This area seems very well maintained, and I honestly am having trouble reconciling how exactly that happened, because typically those two things do not go together. So I discussed a little bit more in the video. So zoning out here, I couldn't learn much about, but as far as covenants and whatnot, nothing really being enforced in this region. So kind of odd, particularly with all these nice homes. Anyway, but as you can see from the photos, all very close to the ocean, all really nice area. And we go into much greater detail about the neighborhood out there, as well as just sort of what surrounds this region. We got a bunch of photos taken, and I've started annotating these photos on the website just because I get calls from people, and the questions are like, really? That wasn't clear? That wasn't? Okay. So we're adding some notations. Blah, blah, blah. With all that said, guys, that's one of the Hawaii properties. The other one that I want to show you, just to kind of make you guys aware of this, sits just a few blocks away from the first one over here. But this one is 2 adjacent lots. We're selling them individually or together, but basically this is one of the properties and the other one is right here. This will total a scooch more than 1/2 of 1 acre, and in this subdivision, as you can kind of see from the size of the neighboring lots, it is difficult out here to find anything available that is more than basically 1/4 of 1 acre. So we do have 2 adjacent lots as well. And for the record, hang on guys, here we go, plat map in the gallery, just to give you a sense that this one's available and this one's available on their respective listing pages. So 1 single lot, 2 lots that happen to be adjacent, selling all of them individually. I hope all that's clear. Moving on, guys, we are back in New Mexico in the Carson Estates subdivision. Not Tres Piedras, we've got nothing this week, but in Carson Estates, we've got 2 new properties going up, 1/4 acre, 1/2 acre. Of course, on the spreadsheet, you can find both of these. These are both in Unit 1. If we bring them up respectively on the map, this is the 1/2 acre lot located over here. You know, by the way, Unit 1 is basically right at the entrance to the subdivision. Here's the entrance right here. Here's Taos, basically over this way. And then this is Unit 1 right here. So the 1/2 acre lot is located up here. 2 adjacent lots totaling 1/2 acre. Located along this road. And then the other one, the smaller one, the 1/4 acre one, is located just a little bit further down here. Of course, I have gone on in the past many times about Carson Estates, but this is a really nice area. You've got very laid-back zoning laws. You can RV out here for indiscriminate periods of time. You could build an earthship home. Of course, the region is very popular for that. Tiny home, shipping container home, so on and so forth. Unconventional lifestyles are welcome. Additionally, this entire subdivision really backs up to a lot of Bureau of Land Management, BLM land. So the views you buy today will remain that for years to come. You've got a lot of territory out here to explore, to hunt, to hike, so on and so forth. And by the way, guys, if you've watched the video this long, they're probably both already sold, but we'll see. Anyway, also in New Mexico, guys, week number 2 of the bulk acquisition rollout here in Rio Grande Estates. Week number, I think, 15 of premiering new properties in Socorro County. Anyway, the spreadsheet's updated. We've got more white on the spreadsheet now than we have blue. More new properties. I will go through the highlights. This week we've got 25 lots going live out here in Socorro County. So the highlights, the 6 I want to point out to you this week are in order. Here we go, guys. Number 1, this is Unit 3, Block 153, Lots 6 and 7. This is a 2-acre lot for $2,500. This one is a corner lot. It backs up to this property, which some of you may not like, but it sits about 2 blocks shy or 3 blocks shy of power lines down here. There's a utility easement right along this block, so less than 1,000 feet, I believe, from the subject property to power. Likely not too difficult to get extended up to this property itself. Next up is SCNM 9249JJ, Unit 3, Block 164, Lots 4 and 5. This, pretty close to the last one I just listed, but it backs up. It is sort of the eastern end of the subdivision here. So these 2 lots for $2,500 back up to the Tierra Grande subdivision right over here. So basically you are on the eastern end of Rio Grande Estates. As noted, the nearest utility easement is right down here, so a little bit further north, but people tend to like these lots that close out the subdivision. If you are one of those people, you'll be glad to know that we've got even more along that same block or close by. LL, Unit 3, Block 164, Lot 22, a few lots removed from the other one. This one is actually closer to that utility easement down here. This one is, 1 acre for $1,500. And next up, BBB, Bravo, 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 Unit 6, Block 289, Lots 38 and 39. This one also backs up to the edge of the subdivision, to Tierra Grande out here. You will notice a nearby, we'll call it developed home site over here. No power at this one, so you're still about a mile plus from power, but whatever the case, 1 acre, $1,500 at the edge of the subdivision. And finally, hang on, not finally, this one, GGG, Unit 8, Block 319, Lot 3, 1 acre for $1,500. This one's on the other side of the subdivision, on the western end. Sits within pretty close proximity of Romero Drive over here. I think you're about, well, let me just right-click and measure distance and remind myself. You are roughly about a half a mile from utility easement over here. Obviously, this other subdivision is a more built-up residential development over here, but there's power going to all of these home sites, and you will find power lines kind of creeping into the western end of Rio Grande Estates. So it's actually not that far from getting power extended to the subject property if that's something that interests you. Finally, guys, last one, DD, Unit 15, Block 1011, Lots 11 and 12. Lots 11 and 12 are under 1 acre each, so they total about 1.4 acres. Whatever the case, we've got these listed for $2,500. Down here, close to the highway, close to power, close to well-maintained roads. We had somebody ask a question last week in an email about why is like a 1.4 acre property, which is closer to 1 acre, why is it priced closer to 2 acres? It's a very good question. I wish that we did not have to deviate from the pricing formula, but for those of you who are curious about it, basically it shakes out to because we paid the same amount for 2 lots, even though they were 1 acre. So that's basically what the reason is. But this one also in very close proximity to power and well-maintained roads. There you go. All right, guys, with all that said, check out the new Hawaii properties. If for nothing else, the photo gallery, the photographer did a lovely job out there. It's Hawaii. It's gorgeous, but nonetheless, he's a pretty gifted guy. So, very pretty region. If you're looking for land in Hawaii, that's an excellent subdivision. And, yeah. Anyway, that's all from me this weekend, guys. Have a great 4th of July, and we will see you next week. Thanks for watching, everybody.